Hey, Precalculus, it is me, Mrs. Applegarth, and I just wanted to make sure you guys were able to finish up Chapter 5, or Unit 5. So today we're going to talk about Scale 5.4, which is solving rational equations. We're going to algebraically and graphically solve rational equations. So we're going to solve for x. So take a little gander at our rational equation. We're going to solve for x by multiplying each term by the least common multiple. Oh, sorry. It's it's the least common multiples, but we're specifically looking at the denominators. And then once we get to the end of it, we're going to take a peek and make sure that the answers we get are allowed in our given our domain restrictions. Okay, so let's take a peek at this guy here. We have a denominator of 5, 10, and 2. So what number do they all go into? 5, 10, and 2? Oh, they all go into 10. 10 goes into 10 one time. 2 goes into 10. That's right, 5 times. 5 goes into 10 twice. So if we want to get common denominators, we can get everything in terms of 10. Sorry, ignore this. So what we're going to do is we're actually just going to multiply everything by 10. And it's going to obliterate the denominator. So 10x squared divided by 5 leaves us with 2x squared. 10 times 3x is 30x divided by 10 is 3x. Um, 10 times 1/2 is 5. And now can we solve this? Absolutely we can. We put everything on one side of the equation. So I'm going to move everything over so we get 2x squared minus 3x plus 5 equals 0. Some of you guys will big X this. That's how I'm going to do it. And we go two numbers that multiply to give us 10 and add to give us -3. There's 5 and 3. Sorry, 5 and 2. And the negative has to go with the 5. And then we go, oh, but we have a coefficient of 2, so then this has got to be x minus 5/2 and x plus 1. So what are the zeros here? X equals 5/2 and -1. And then we check to see, are there any denominator restrictions for 5/2 and -1? And the answer is no. So my two answers are 5 and -1. Okay. Take a peek here. Oh my goodness, when we get a proportion like this, we can cross multiply to solve. And that'll save us the time. So x times x minus 1 is x squared minus x. Sorry, my square got a little crazy there. And then x plus 3 times 6 is 6x plus 18. Okay, we move everything over on one side of the equal sign. So I'm going to keep my x squared. I'm going to subtract 6x. And then minus the 18 as well. And let's go ahead and big X and factor this. Two numbers that multiply to give us negative 18 and add to give us negative 7. I feel like 9 and 2 are a good candidate. And then we have negative 9 and positive 2. So then this guy here becomes x minus 9 and x plus 2. So our zeros are x equals 9 and negative 2. Now we go up and we look, are there any restrictions in the denominator? So if I put in 9 or positive 2 into this denominator, are they going to make my denominator 0? The answer is no, so those two are my for real zeros. Yay! Okay. Next problem. Oh, it gets a little more complicated. Look at this little buddy right here. Oh my gosh. Sometimes we're going to have to factor the denominator. So let's big X this real quick. So two numbers that multiply to give us 6 and add to give us negative 7. I feel like that's negative 1 and negative 6. So this multiplies, or this factors out to be x minus 1 and x minus 6. And we look, we have a minus x minus 1 and an x minus 6 here. So then we can say, all right, if I multiplied everything by x minus 1 and x minus 6, so all these, we're going to go x minus 1 and x minus 6. When I do this collectively to the 3x over x minus 1, the x minus 1's cancel, and I have 3x times x minus 6. And then when I do it to this guy, I'm going to get 2x. The x minus 6 cancels, and I have the x minus 1. And then when I do it to this guy, the whole denominator cancels, and I have 4x squared minus 15x plus 6. Alrighty, so now we do our little FOIL. This is 3x squared minus 18x. This says 2x squared minus 2x all equals 4x squared minus 15x plus 6. All right, so now we are going to, let's move, since 4x squared, let's move everything over here. So we're going to subtract out the 3x squared. We are, we're going to combine together the 18x, negative 18x and negative 2x to be negative 20x. Oh my, okay, hold on. Hold on. So we're going to do that. Let's do that first. Because then we can combine the 3x squared and the 2x squared for 5x squared. And then let's go ahead and subtract the 5x squared. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. I just need a little more room here. So we end up, let me do it legit so that you guys can follow along and see. All right, so we got 5x squared minus 20x equals 4x squared minus 15x minus 6. We are going to subtract 4x squared. We're going to add 15x. And we're going to minus 6. So minus 4x squared plus 15x and minus 6. So that gives us x squared minus 5x minus 6 equals 0. And then we'll big X our way to factor this. Two numbers that multiply to give us negative 6 and add to give us negative 5. That would be negative 6 and positive 1. So our answer is going to be x minus x times x plus 1 equals 0. And our zeros are x equals 6 and x equals negative 1. Now we check that with x equals 6, x equals negative 1. So we check that with our denominators over here. And we look, if I put in negative 1 here, then negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. That's not a big deal. But if I put in 6 in either here or here, it will explode my denominator. So we can't have x equals 6, but we can have x equals negative 1. So x equals negative 1 is our answer. All right, let's look at number 4. Oh, we're going to factor this little guy here. So this little guy is going to be x plus 1 and x minus 1. So when we look at our common denominator, yep, we're going to multiply everything by this x plus 1, x minus 1. So let's go ahead and do that. Throw some parentheses around this. Boop, boop. And let's rewrite what we get when we do that. So when we multiply it by 2x plus 3, we get the 2x plus 3. The x minus 1s cancel, but the x plus 1s stay. We get 2x minus 3. Oh, this is, sorry, minus. I'm going to put a bracket so I keep track of that minus. X plus 1 and x plus 1 cancel, but I get a 2x minus 3 times the x minus 1. And on the other side of this, I just get 10. All right, so let's simplify this down. This becomes 2x squared plus 2x plus 3x plus 3 minus, let's take care of this multiplying out first, 2x squared minus 2x minus 3x plus 3 equals 10. So we get 2x squared, the 2x and the 3x add together to be 5x plus 3 minus plus negative 2x minus 3x is negative 5x. And then this negative is going to make everything the opposite. So we got minus 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 equals 10. Now we get some canceling. Yay! The 2x squared and minus 2x squared cancel. The 3 and the negative 3 cancel. And we get 10x equals 10. Divide both sides by 10. And x equals 1. We're going to double check. Can we put 1 in our denominator? Well, we can put it in here, but we cannot put it here because it'll make our denominator 0. So this is not a solution, and in fact, there is no solution. All right. Let's see how we do this algebraically and graphically. So we go x minus 1, x, and this is just 1. Okay, so if I want to solve it, I have to multiply everything by x times x minus 1. That's going to get rid of all of the denominators. So when I do that, boop, we got the x minus 1's cancel, and I just have x. That goes plus the x cancels, and I get 2 parentheses x minus 1. And that's going to equal 5x times x minus 1. So this gives us x squared plus x plus 2x minus 2 equals 5x squared minus 5x. All right, let's see, combine like terms and simplify our lives here. X and 2x is 3x. That's equal to 5x squared minus 5x. Let's go ahead and put everything on the same side of the denominator. So I'm going to subtract x squared and subtract 3x and add 2. Minus x squared minus 3x and add 2. So then I get 0 equals 4x squared. minus 8x plus 2. I'm going to divide everything by a factor of 2. That way my quadratic formula is going to be a little bit easier. 2x squared minus 4x plus 1. All right, so quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Okie dokie. 4 plus or minus root 16 minus 8 divided by 4. 16 minus 8 is 8, so it's 4 plus or minus 2 root 2 divided by 4. Or 2 plus or minus root 2 divided by 2. So we got 2 plus square root of 2 divided by 2 is 1.71. And then we have 2 minus the square root of 2 divided by 2. So 0.029. Okay. Let's see how we can do this graphically to get an answer. So y1 is going to be x plus 1 over x minus 1 plus 2 over x. It's this guy right here. And y2 is going to be 5. Let's pull up our Desmos. So we put in that, so y1 equals x plus 1. Feel free to put the parentheses in because, my friends, without the parentheses, it is going to go crazy. And then x minus 1. And then plus 2 over x. That's your first one. And then y equals 5 is going to be your second one. Okay. So we look, where do these intersect? They intersect at 1.7 and 0.29. 1.71 and 0.29. Let's go ahead and draw that graph on our notes. So we have the asymptote here. We have a little John Travolta here. And we have this guy here. Y equals 5 looks something like this. Got my location a little bit wrong, but you'll forgive me. So it crosses at 0.29 comma 5 and at 1.71 comma 5. All right. All right, my friends, that is the end of our notes for today. Go ahead and hop on over to your work packet and finish your work packet for the 5.4. All right, take